You know, I've done a lot of reels in my life, and in more recent history, I come across something that has just ignited my heart, just ignited my life in a new and fresh way. And over the next few reels, probably even 20 or even up to 30 reels, I'm going to talk about how hell is launching an attack against the home today like never before. And men are under siege. And I'm concerned about it. And I believe that over the next few weeks, I'm going to be able to share some principles with you, men especially, along the topic of being the priest in your household. You know, not long ago, I touched on that in one of my Sunday morning sermons, how that men need to rise up and be the priest of their house. And then someone very humbly came to me, and I so appreciated it. Another man came to me and said, "Pastor, I hear what you're saying, and I believe your heart's in the right place, but you might want to, instead of just using that phrase, you might want to break it down for them." And he no sooner got those words out of his mouth, and I heard the Lord say, this is good advice. This is me. And because, you know, you can talk about being the priest of your house all day long, and still men are going to sit out there going, what does that mean? Tell me how to be a priest in my house. And so I'm going to do that. I took his advice because I felt like it was good advice, and I felt like really the Lord was speaking through him, and I so appreciate that. So I'm going to be talking over the next few reels about what it means to be the priest in your house, and talk about, I'm going to just spell out maybe 20, 25 things that I think men can do that would come under the heading of being the priest in your home. And because the home is under siege. And someone said many years ago, as goes the home, so goes the church. And I think those are true words. And churches can only be as strong as the men in them. Of course, the women too. But you may or may not know this, that I've pastored almost 50 years. And looking back, I have to say, not critically, just factually, that most of my churches were more women than men. And I don't really know the ratio, but sometimes it was pretty high on the women's side, and that's great. Thank God for the women. I'm not trying to minimize that at all. But it just seemed to me that our churches were lacking a male influence and male leadership. And I've got a burden in my heart to turn that around, to do what I can, to educate, to pray, to encourage men to rise up in this end time church and end times period and become the priests of their homes, the men of God who make a difference in the lives of their wives, their children, their grandchildren. There's so many areas that I'm going to explore, so many different topics that I think need to be discussed. So I hope you'll join me on this journey. If you're a man and your heart is towards your marriage and towards your family, I'm going to invite you to keep watching these reels as I try to give very practical application to the question, what does it mean to be the priest in your home? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching this. I'm looking forward to this series. Hope you'll join me. God bless you.